friends, what's happening, what's shaking, what's going on? This is Andy coming to you again from here at Andy's World of Bass, and today I'm going to make a short video for you and just give you kind of like a follow-up road report with the Bergantino Forte HP head and the HG holographic 412 cab. I've had the opportunity to take this rig out on many gigs over the course of the summer. I probably used it on at least 30 gigs. So I've really had an opportunity to test it in a live situation, in a lot of different types of live situations, because I play in a variety of different types of bands. Everything from rhythm and blues and soul to bluegrass and country to Motown stuff to some funky kind of you know, like kind of funk jazz, soul jazz type of stuff, and all the way to my 80s metal tribute band. And I've been able to take this rig out and use it in all of those different types of capacities. I can say that it's an absolute game changer in terms of the Class D evolution and a lightweight Class D amplifier being able to really do the big jobs and really put out a lot of air moving kind of pressure sound kind of volume. And not only that, I want to mention that I use it most of the time just, you know, with the one cab in the head, and that's plenty enough for most club dates and everything like that. But when I'm playing outdoors, I like to have a lot of speaker surface, and so I'll use this head with several big cabs, and it comfortably runs down to 2 ohms. And when I say comfortably, I mean it doesn't get hot, it doesn't sag, it doesn't act like the old frying pan amplifiers that when you bridge them and when you ohm them down, they get real hot. This thing it doesn't even break a sweat even at 2 ohms, and it will push, you know, several big cabinets and get real loud and perform just fantastic. Now the other thing I want to mention is the instrument that I'm playing today. Is my beater bass that I put together using an old Hondo body and a Squire neck and a bunch of old vintage parts. This is just a basic P bass, right? There's nothing special about it. It doesn't have a preamp, and I'm not helping the bass to sound good by EQing the snot out of it with the head. Everything is pretty much flat. The only thing I have going on is a very slight bass boost and a very slight treble cut. Bass players that are out there doing these kind of traditional gigs where you use a P bass or a jazz bass and you're looking for a traditional sound, you're not necessarily going after a really modern sound. You know, you might have always used an SVT and that was your go-to because it did what you needed to do to get that authentic traditional sound. I assure you this thing is all of that, and it's like super light. This massive rig right here, the head is like very light. This cabinet I can pick up no problem, take it in and out of the car myself, and these two, you know, 212 Tech Amp cabs, I can pick one up in each arm. So it's massive, but it doesn't require a lot of work. It's deceiving. It looks huge and it looks like a lot of work, but it's nothing compared to dragging around a big monster tube head and a big 810 box. I'm telling you, it's just so much easier. And now with the way Jim and you know, the way he has enabled this design and this modern technology with Class D to work, you're not sacrificing anything. You're not sacrificing that heavy iron kind of sound that we've all come to love and in a lot of cases need. So that's why I wanted to show it to you with a P bass, to just show you how good and natural and traditional you can make it sound. I think that's important because a lot of players do gigs that have that kind of playing country or if you're playing blues. It's just a very beautiful P bass tone, a very natural and traditional sounding P bass tone. So that's what I have for you today. I just wanted to do a little bit of a follow-up and let you know, like, kind of what my opinion has been actually using it on a whole bunch of gigs and taking it out there. Now, there's a lot of other features like the drive section and the variable ratio compressor and the variable high pass and low pass filters. They all play a part in the whole situation. We'll let that motorcycle drive by my house. They all play a part of the, you know, the feature set situation and things that you can really use to fine-tune a lot of different varieties of sounds. You know, some people are going for a lot of different variety and they want an amplifier that's flexible, and this one is certainly that. I tend to keep it pretty flat. I do use the variable ratio compressor just a little bit, about between 2 and 3 typically. And I do use the high and low pass filters in a live situation, because that's how I tune it into the room space to get the speakers, to get the excursion right, and to get the exact amount of full range sound that I'm after. Because every space, every performance space is actually tuned differently, so the cabs are going to behave different. And having those two high and low pass filters is a really, really nice thing, and I do utilize them. And then the drive function, I don't really use it that much because I don't play music that calls for it that much. But, you know, it's definitely happening. We can turn it on and I'll show you what it sounds like. Straight Billy Sheehan with this drive, this variable drive section, if so inclined. It's there. And you know, like, I'm not a super drive specialist, so I'm not all that qualified, but I can tell you that even just turning it on and engaging it but leaving it at 0, it introduces this really nice harmonic overtone kind of character. Just that little tiny bit of kind of mid-range harmonic overtone character, it adds to it. That's the kind of stuff that really does cut through a mix. And sometimes, like I was talking about my 80s metal tribute band, Huge in Germany, I leave it like that all the time. Drive engaged but at 0. Because with that band, it really melds well with distorted Les Paul and Marshall stacks, you know what I'm saying? It just really makes the bass have a little bit of attitude that really kind of complements that music. So, again, another layer of features and flexibility that make it capable of doing a lot of different things. So, yeah. And I use the punch. I always leave the punch engaged because I like it. It kind of rolls off some of the ultra low stuff. The really, really ultra low stuff, that all it's really doing is kind of using up too much energy and overtaxing the speakers. People have a tendency to mess up their sound by putting too much ultra low end EQ in it. All that does is turn to mud, and it just kind of taxes the whole system. So when you use this punch control, it kind of rolls off the ultra low stuff and kind of brings up that couple next frequencies up from there, and it just makes it punchy, you know. It just makes the low end, mostly for me, it makes the low end much more well behaved. Okay, well, I promised this was going to be a short video, so I'm going to end now. Thanks for watching this video. Thanks for watching all the videos. I encourage you to check out the Bergantino Forte HP high power 1200 watt Class D amp, and this holographic 412 cab is absolutely dynamite. It's my favorite Bergantino cabinet, unquestionably. You might be saying, well, wait a minute, I only see 312s. That's because one shoots out the back, and all the drummers that I play with love it, because sometimes when we have our backline situated or we're in a club or whatever, having that speaker coming out of the back is like having a bass guitar monitor for them, and just the right amount comes out. I've never had one complain saying, oh, you're killing me with the bass. That's never, not even once. All they ever say is, God, that sounds good and feels good. So that's about what I have for you today, and thanks again. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. All right, friends. Peace.